I think I have many combs. Thinking about all the layers being fine-tuned in my life. Literally, even with having hair as long as mine, you would think that I would comb it regularly. But I'm not talking about the combs that I use to comb through all the strands of my hair. I'm talking about the combs that I apply in my life, picking apart, straightening, trying to find that balance.
I did make some compromises throughout the week, only because I was planning my best friend's birthday party, and then I also was doing stuff with my girlfriend. But I feel like both of the things are like out of love, so like, love makes you make compromises or whatever. Not necessarily not necessarily like unhappy compromises, but like just like maybe like sacrificial. I don't know if that's like the same thing as a compromise. But yeah, I say so. And then I guess why, because I'm a bit of a people pleaser due to trauma. But I mean, shit, it ain't nothing that I didn't want to do.
Today, I resisted by not being overwhelmed by the anxiety of enforcing my boundaries, understanding that for me to help people that I love and I care about and that are close to me, I have to do it from a place of abundance. Being able to put myself first and understand that it's not selfish. The mirror did change the way I think about myself. I think it definitely enforced that I need to not be afraid to stand up for myself, whether that's at work or in my own personal life. I guess I just kind of been moving throughout the day and I never sat to think, okay, what did I do for myself today? How did I not fall into overwhelming ideas, or how did I fight back?
I think my neighbor is just trying to get through the day. And frankly, same here, while taking all this in stride. Personally, it took me out of myself to ask how my neighbor was. Times it made me a little sad because I didn't always have space to hold that in the way people need me to, or need it held. Doesn't necessarily have to be me. But it changes what I think about community, just in the sense, myself and or community. Because I definitely realized that I need to find more sustainable ways of connecting with people outside of imposed gender roles and norms that I personally don't ascribe to. Not gonna lie. But end up sometimes playing in a way, trying to get out of that. But yeah, just really trying to find what does it look like me in this new state, right? Reintegrating with community. Like, what does it look like to do so healthily and not revert back to old habits?
I don't think the mirror changed the way I thought about myself or community, but rather made me think about softness and when it shows up and when I allow it. And made me think about waking hours versus sleeping, and the softness that's sort of implied with sleeping, and the moments that we find in the day for peace and quiet. Not always finding, but making them too.
And honestly, I really like this little mirror because it's reminding me to be more human and be more reasonable with people. I definitely loved this. It made me think about, am I being as kind as I can to others, and am I really being the best person I can be on a consistency though. Like literally every time I would go to look at it, I would think about the last 10 conversations I had. It really made me ask questions too to my dad about compromising and stuff like that, because he's not very, compromising at all. And it just made me have the conversation really with other people. I just genuinely feel like I'm going to be a lot better of a person because of this mirror. What I found was that for certain things, I'd set more boundaries. That was resistance, so that I could keep my peace of mind, my sanity, just, general peace. It also resulted in me holding others accountable, instead of letting them slide, because that's what I thought peace would be for me. But actually holding them accountable actually nipped things in the bud so I didn't have to repeat. And then also, just resisting things that I knew would take me away from whatever my personal goal was for that day or for a task. I think that, resisting meetings on Sundays, that's my day of rest. So things like that, or resisting looking at my work email after I'm done for the day at 2:30. Or resisting meeting with people at the last minute, even if they are my friends, because I'm not a last minute person and it stresses me out to have to move quickly as opposed to being a planner. In general, I enjoyed it. I'd set an alarm each day, different times, just so I could think about it. And if I was in the middle of something, I would stop and kind of use it in that moment to see if whatever I was working on required resistance, or should be considered as a part of resisting. But I think it's something that I might continue to do, and just set alarms and really ask myself, how did you or how could you resist today?